Welcome
to Shamba Shape Up, Uganda.
We are traveling all over Uganda to find hardworking farmers.
We want to celebrate them while giving them the knowledge they need
to make their farms more productive and adapt to climate change.
We want to support them to get better yields and increase their income.
We will see how farmers can benefit from our experts' advice and turn their farms around into a profitable business,
while learning from each other in so many ways.
Join us on these journeys and share in the farmers' experience
on the Shamba Shape Up,
Uganda!
Shamba Shape Up has been to many parts of the region. Uganda,
welcome
to Shamba Shape Up, Uganda! Kenya and Zambia.
Welcome
to Munda Makeover.
As we get into the new planting season, let's take a look at what we need to keep in mind before planting a new crop. What is the first step?
Soil is the heart of every farm. In crop farming, the first step to successful farming is healthy soil. How do you know your soil can feed and grow what you want to plant?
Let's join Stella, a farmer who needs to get better maize yield. First, we need to get the soil tested. So who better to call than the soil doctor, Mr. Etiang Joseph from National Agriculture Research Organization, NARO. A soil test is the single most important step in ensuring that your crops get the best yield possible. It will tell you if you need more nutrients. It will also inform you on what type of fertilizer to use and how much of it to apply. Fortunately, our soil doctor did the test for us last week. Please tell us why you do not believe in soil test.
Yeah, actually, soil testing is something that has not been talked of. Even when you go to the district offices, wherever you go here, it is unheard of in Ginger. So we always have that belief that our soils are the best, and our soils being the best, why should I incur costs to go and test them?
What makes you say that the soils are good?
When it comes to harvesting, my maize is the best. It has 2 combs. So that is where I get the confidence from.
Why is soil testing important?
Plants need a lot of nutrients in the soil. So when we test the soil, we shall understand whether that soil can improve on the yields of your crops.
My land, as you see it, it is too big.
Yeah.
Do you have to carry the entire land to the lab?
When we come to your farm here, we observe your farm. So we move in your field in different directions. You collect various samples. Okay, then you mix that soil. That is what we call a mixed sample or a composite sample. That is the one we label, that we take to the laboratory. Then the results, we shall help you interpret and tell you this is not enough, this is enough, add this, and your plants will do better. So Stella, these are the results that we got from your field. We sampled the maize area. On that soil sample, we tested about 4 items. We tested the pH, and we found 6.59, and that is within the range, a good one for crop growth. So your pH is optimum range. In other words, it is normal. Then you move to another thing we tested was the nitrogen. For your case, it was very low. 10 is actually below the optimum. It needed to be at least 50 and above.
Okay.
And then we also checked for phosphorus. It is optimum, but doesn't mean that you don't apply. If it is under the optimum, you need to put halfway of the recommendation of NPK 50 kgs, which the lab gave, to supplement the phosphorus. Phosphorus is important for the crop to have the energy and also root development. Because if the roots are small, then there is no way they can take nutrients. And then the potassium is also important. We tested it and we found that it is also low. Potassium is also required for nutrient uptake to enable the plant to take nutrients properly and also enable the plant to manage the water movement in itself. So if you have low, then you get yields a bit lower than what you expected. So Stella, I would recommend you to get NPK 25-5-5. That is what will help you, and you put 50 kgs of that NPK per acre.
Okay.
How can you measure this? You can use a mineral water top. You remove that and you use it for when you are planting that and cover with soil so that your crop will perform better. If you do that, I believe you will really appreciate it.
Maybe I'll give it a try.
Yeah,
It would be nice to try so that you can tell the difference.
I will give it a try.
So, a soil test will tell you what nutrients your soil needs and the right fertilizer and amount to use. And this is not just for your maize crops. To learn more, let's visit Charles, another farmer in Uganda, on his 7-acre farm.
Charles.
I'm Charles.
Okay.
How are you?
Fine, thank you.
Let's see.
I'm Mrs. Christine Chiwan.
Nice to meet you, madam.
From
Agi from
Shamba
Shamba
Shape Up.
Oh, Shamba Shape Up.
Yes.
I always hear from you.
Yes.
I see you from the TV.
And what is going on?
This is Chiwanuka Foundation. We're under a training. These are farmers who come always and train from here.
A few years ago, Charles planted citrus trees in his garden. They were doing very well in the beginning, and during COVID, people were advised to top up on vitamin C, so lemons were precious. Our farmer had a steady stream of buyers, but then things suddenly went downhill. The trees stopped producing fruits.
Those citrus trees are a problem. You benefit from the first, second, and third year. Later, you get a disaster of those trees. By the way, not only me, I have so many friends of mine, and they are miserably crying because of the loss.
Our expert Alfred Otim is not surprised. He sees many problems with these citrus trees, but the main culprit is poor management.
Citrus grows best in loose, loamy soils. But this soil has a certain level of clay, which is restrictive to growth of the roots. However, that does not mean you cannot produce oranges here. In this case, what failed you was failure for you to carry out some managerial activities. For example, they are yellowing. That is a sign that they have lacked nitrogen. Nitrogen is one of the nutrients plants use for making chlorophyll. And you know chlorophyll is used for making what? Food. I don't know when last you applied the manure here.
It's a long time, but especially when I got disappointed,
Yeah.
I gave it a blind eye.
Wow. You need to get back to that practice.
May I get the hope from you that if I applied the manure, although these citrus trees, especially this lemon, doesn't do well in this area, will I get the required goals I want from these fruits?
True, you will get it. What does manure do to the clay's level in the soil there? It breaks it. The effect of stickiness is removed. It becomes soft, so the roots flow easily. So there you are likely to get better yield. And how much quantity of manure do you apply? You apply 2 basins. If you don't have enough, apply 1 basin. But the maximum is 2 basins per season, the season of rains. Remove all the weeds below the canopy. After removing those weeds, then now you apply manure. You are removing those weeds so that they don't eat your manure. Yeah, because if you leave them there,
They will compete for
they
the
will
manure.
compete. They even on the surface, they will eat before the nutrients go down there. Number 2 is you need to control diseases. There are some diseases you can see here. These are what we call fruit spots. Fruit spots cause premature abortion of the fruits, meaning the fruits fall down before they mature.
This one you are talking about is everywhere. What would be the remedy?
It goes along with the poor management. The moment you don't apply manure, at the moment you don't attend to other management practices, like for example, removing the affected fruits, you will see them there. As long as they are hanging here, When rain comes, it will wash the spores from those affected fruits to those down which are not affected. So it means you have to do what? To remove all of them there, bring them down and bury them. Now, the other aspect of it is pruning. There are branches which are very high that you cannot easily manage the tree, like such activities like spraying, such activities like harvesting. So you have to cut them down to a manageable level. And then also you have to remove dry branches. Those dry branches hoard fungus which cause this fruit spotting. And there is a disease which comes during dry season. It is attacks the oranges during dry season and attacks the top parts there, causes what we call dieback. So the plants begins dying back from the top. So, and those that disease stays when it is rainy season, does not attack, and it remains there on dry branches, praying that I wonder when will my situation will come. When dry season comes, it attacks. So you remove the what? You remove those branches because they are like a store, a reservoir, they are hosts for that disease. So that is what you have to do. Those are the three key items, ways to bring these oranges back to life, to production. Before the end of July, you will see all green life here.
If we followed what he taught us, of course we are going to try it. If it is achievable, then the community will benefit because we shall be passing over the knowledge.
So, in order for Mr. Charles to improve his citrus farming, one of the things he will need to do is to add a lot of manure to his farm. It's a good idea to make a composter that will look like this. Frob, how will he go about it?
Well, Aggie, the wood is here and we're ready to start. Caris is building a composter with 3 sections. The reason for this is that it takes 3 to 4 months to produce compost. So with the 3 sections, there will always be compost ready for use throughout the year. It's vital for the composter to have a roof. This keeps out direct sunlight. Sunlight kills the microbes that help break down the compost. To make compost, fill the first section with dry leaves and other residue from the farm. Add slurry, urine and dung from your cows or any other livestock or organic matter such as kitchen waste. You can also add ash from the kitchen fire. Do not put any metal, plastics or glass as they will not break down. Caris is building an aerobic composter. This kind of composter needs to be turned every week. It's also good to add water when doing this. This lets the compost rot well and become rich in nutrients. After 1 month, do not add any more dry matter to your first heap. Keep turning and adding water, and the compost will be ready to use in 3 months. If you have more dry matter, add it to the second section and follow the same steps. It's important to stop adding dry matter after 1 month so that you don't interfere with the rotting process. So remember, to make compost, mix together farm residue, urine and dung from your cows, and organic matter such as kitchen waste. Ash from the fire is good too. Turn every week, adding a small amount of water. And in 3 months, the compost is ready to use.
Remember, farmers, making your own compost is a smart way of farming. It adds nutrients to your soil for free. Collect all the waste from your kitchen, urine and dung from your cows, and broadleaves from around the shamba. Compost also helps keep the water in the soil. But even as you add compost to your soils, you need to protect these nutrients. How do we do this? Don't go away.
See you after the break. Welcome back to Shamba Shape Up. We are learning all about how to keep our soils healthy and well balanced, which will get us good harvests.
We've learned all about soil testing and how to make quality compost.
Now it's time to go to Zambia and join up with Kachenana and her team to learn all about minimum tillage the Zambian way.
I'm going to find out more about groundnut production and why they're such a good choice for our Zambian farmers. Let's go and meet our experts.
He's Luke Lungu from Komako, and he's going to focus on land preparation.
Before we talk about his farm, let me know what are the benefits of groundnut farming?
By nature, groundnuts have got the ability to fix nitrogen back into the soil, being in the family of legumes. Then groundnuts is a good source of income.
Okay.
And the last one, groundnuts are easy to grow.
Okay.
Yeah.
Mr. Chirwa, you've been farming groundnuts for some time. When you look at what you put in, how much did you get out?
The seed was 50 kg.
How many bags did you get out?
15 bags shelled, then plus 30 unshelled.
Mr. Luca,
Yes.
can you tell us, is this a good outcome or can we do more?
It was good.
Can we say bumper harvest?
Would we say almost bumper harvest?
Almost a bumper harvest.
Yes. For him to have a bumper harvest, the first cardinal thing that he needs to work on is his land preparation.
Okay.
Yeah.
When is he supposed to start preparing his land?
Immediately after he has harvested his maize, then he can start land preparation.
So let's see how to do it. Some of Standwell's fellow farmers are here to help us. After all, many hands make light work.
So I would need the pegs and then the measuring tapes and the rope.
Okay. There you go.
Thank you very much. We have our rope tied to one of the pegs.
Use a rope to make sure you plant in a straight line. This makes weeding easier and leaves the soil between undisturbed.
Okay, just like that. We are going to now mark the area where we are going to make our rip line.
Okay.
Because it's the first point, so we need to mark it. Make sure that
Just on the side.
Yeah.
Okay, this is simple enough.
Our rip line is supposed to be 15 centimeters deep.
Okay.
Why? Because at 7 to 8 centimeters, there's what we call a hard pan.
Okay.
So if you don't break that, still more, even if water is collected, your crops will not have enough water during the dry spells.
So how do you know that this is actually 15 centimeters?
Well, it's very easy. Dip your hand in the rip line, then check. If the line reaches here, it means it's 15 centimeters.
When the first row is finished, move the line 45 centimeters to dig the remaining rip lines.
Yeah, so now that we are done making our rip lines,
Yes. Now we're going to the next part, which is feeding the land with Gliricidia.
yes.
So we leave the stalks on the trees, huh?
Yeah, we just get
Just the leaves.
Yeah.
Okay, this is nice.
When you want to apply Gliricidia leaves,
Right.
you need to have a full application. I'll apply like this.
Okay.
So now, after applying our leaves, we need now to do our backfeeding. What we want here is all the nitrogen, the potassium, the phosphorus in the green Gliricidia to be incorporated with the soil. Because if you leave this open, it means you lose all the nutrients that are here. Then when we do this, it means we are done. I can go sleep and wait for the rains to come.
Okay.
But applying of the leaves should be done a month or 3 weeks or a month before planting.
Saves you money, right?
Yeah.
All this sounds good, but let's get down to the details. Let's break it down.
By digging a rip line only where he's planting, Standwell will keep the moisture in the soil. So important when the rains are unreliable.
Well, like you have seen, early land preparation will save you time, will save you money. It is less labor intensive and will protect your fields. And now that we've got some extra time, perhaps we can have some munkoyo, gentlemen?
Definitely.
All right.
We'll
See
go.
you.
Thank you, Kachenana. Now, while our Zambian team enjoys some munkoyo, which is fermented maize porridge, let's join Tony and Carol, our team from Kenya. See another way of preparing our shamba for planting while protecting the nutrients in the soil. Where are you taking us, Tony?
Let's go to Carol's shamba in Makueni.
So Eric,
Yes.
what is conservation agriculture? Let's help our farmer.
Yeah, simply conservation agriculture is a way of farming where you observe three main principles. And this is minimum soil disturbance, number 2, crop rotation, and number 3, residue retention.
Okay, and today we are going to focus on the first principle, minimal soil disturbance.
Yeah.
What is minimum soil disturbance?
Yeah, we advocate for just opening of the soil where you're going to plant the seed, where you're going to apply the manure and the fertilizer. For the big farmers, we use mechanized ripper. For the small scale farmers, we use hand hoe. And then third way of doing it is using the animal draft power, a ripper which is pulled by oxen.
Wow.
Yeah.
Carol, what do you use in your shamba?
I do use my bulls.
Ah, you have bulls?
Yes.
And what kind of plow do you use?
Disc plow.
Disc plow.
Yes.
Do you have something better, Eric?
Yes, we have rippers.
Do you know about the ripper?
No, I don't know.
Oh, you're in luck.
That's why I'm here.
Let's go see the ripper.
Let's go and see it.
For Carol, as she already uses oxen-drawn plow, we recommend the ripper plow. And Eric has brought one to show us. He is going to compare it with the disc plow Carol usually uses.
So, Carol,
Yes.
which one here do you use?
This is my djembe.
Ah, this is the one.
Yeah.
So what's the disadvantage of using it?
When we are talking about minimum soil disturbance, this is disturbing the soil maximally.
Stunning it.
Yes. 2, we can't achieve the desired depth which you want.
Yes.
And the penetration of the roots of your plant won't go deeper because of the hard pan.
The hard pan lies around 15 centimeters below the surface of the soil. It is formed by repeated plowing of the land, compacting the soil into a hard layer. This forms a barrier to plant roots. So, a ripper can be set to plow deeper into the soil compared to the disc plow and break the hard pan, allowing the plant roots to reach moisture and nutrients deeper down in the soil.
This is the ripper we are talking about. This point helps us in breaking the hard pan. This is just the body and these are the wings, you see? It's helping in opening the
soil.
Yeah. Then here we have a depth wheel. This is the wheel which determines the depth you want to achieve. We advise our farmers to achieve at least 15 to 20 centimeters depth. Big biro pen is 15 centimeters or 6 inches in other words. We can have a demonstration here to see if we can achieve the depth. You see? This is slightly...
So, a ripper can be set to plow deeper into the soil compared to the disc plow and breaks the hard pan, allowing the plant roots to reach moisture and the nutrients deeper down in the soil. Eric's colleagues, Josephat and Carol's parents, John and Stella, are going to demonstrate for us. As we can see, it's not only the plow that's better, the yoke is too. Unlike the traditional yoke used in the disc plow, this yoke is designed to keep the cows the exact distance apart so that it's easier to space the planting lines.
This one is just one rip line, come back with another rip line, you have achieved your next precisely.
In this area, the rip lines should be 90 centimeters apart.
Wow, that's amazing. Look at how it's working.
I'm very impressed.
Normally, how long does it take you to plow this particular piece of land?
2 to 3 hours.
We are going to take here between 30 to 35 minutes.
That's quick.
Yes.
Okay, now, when you're using the ripper, what other advantage does it have to the farmer, especially when it comes to water conservation?
Yeah, you see, we've said that we are just opening where we are going to put your fertilizer, your manure, and your seeds. So the advantage is that everything will be collected in that same point. So you will be guaranteed your crops will 100% utilize the resources available. Then, above that, when it rains, all water comes into the rip lines. So you are so sure your plants will get enough water to take them through production. Yeah. You save almost 75% of your time, energy, and cost. And above all, we are going now to improve our yield. Between 30-40% increase of yield in the first implementation of conservation agriculture.
That's huge.
Yeah, but with the time, it increases and increases.
Most of all, more profit.
More profit, exactly.
So farmers, these are some of the tips to follow to ensure your soil is healthy. Remember, improving and protecting your soils will help you get more harvest, which means more money for you farmers.
Join us next week on another episode of Shamba Shape Up.